My name is Santiago. I am the first year and first semester abroad coordinator at International Programs, and I actually did the first semester abroad program in London, England. The first year abroad program is an opportunity for incoming first year students who were admitted to FSU to have a chance to start their study abroad experience and their FSU experience at a different location around the world. We see that first year students have the most flexibility in their time and in their academic maps to go and study abroad during their first year at FSU. So this is an opportunity for them to do that and have a cultural experience before entering their college career here at main campus in Tallahassee.
My name is Sophia Pereira, and I'm in my second year. And I studied abroad in Florence, Italy, and Valencia, Spain. I had like a bit of a routine, so I'd wake up in the morning, go to a cafe, and get my coffee, a pastry in the morning. It was, it probably wasn't like the healthiest choice, but I do not regret it because we lived above a cafe called Vivoli, and that was one of the oldest gelaterias in Florence. That was also a cafe. So I would go there almost every morning, and it was really nice because I knew the staff and they knew me, and they basically knew my order. So I would just walk in and then they would just be like, "Oh, cafe latte di soya con un cornetto," and I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
My name is Erin Welch. I am a sophomore at Florida State, and I studied abroad with Florida State's FSA program in Valencia of fall 2022. One of my favorite memories from abroad was when I visited Paris. It was just so magical because I was seeing a city that I had seen in so many different TV shows and movies and books with my own eyes. So I was just in awe the whole time. I remember seeing the Eiffel Tower. They make it sparkle at night over in the winter, and it was just so beautiful. And I felt like I was literally living in a movie at that time. Additionally, when I went to Mallorca, we had rented our car and we all drove out to this cliff in the middle of nowhere, and we just went cliff diving. I was freshly 18. That was our college weekend, was going to an island off the coast of Spain and jumping off the cliff.
Yeah, so as students, when they go abroad, they experience, I guess, the other end of it, culture shock. So it's that feeling and that realization that you are in a different environment from what you grew up in or what you were commonly living in, at whether it's your town back home or whether it's the state that you're in, or in this case, the country that they're in. So that reverse culture shock is after being away for 3.5 months or 6 months, however long you were there, first semester, first year abroad, is now coming to the realization that it is different here back in the States. Main campus life is going to be different from being in the center of the city.
When I moved to Tallahassee, I had never lived in the U.S. before, so it was definitely a change. And every time I would introduce myself to someone while I was sitting around and be like, "Hi, I'm from Geneva, Switzerland," they'd be like, "Ooh, you're in for a shock when you get to Tallahassee." So people kind of scared me a lot doing that, and they kind of built this expectation that it was going to be an awful place to live and that it was just horrible. But I got here and honestly, it's not that bad. I think people exaggerate a little bit.
So I had never visited Tallahassee before coming here in the spring of my freshman year. And so my original thoughts was definitely, well, it's not Valencia, it's not Europe. I was a little disappointed because I was expecting a bigger city, coming from Valencia. I was like, oh, it's the capital of Florida. It'll be this big city. I think Tallahassee in some areas is not the prettiest. And because I was so withdrawn from traveling to different countries over the weekend, I started really focusing on those negative aspects.
Yeah, definitely when I'd say when you move and you're settling into Tallahassee, be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, because there's going to be moments where you're feeling a little rough, or you're you really miss where you used to live and it just isn't the same. But then there's other things also to look forward to. And I think part of that, at least for me, it was the American college experience. That was something I was really excited for to see. And there's always ways to find that, I think, in Tallahassee. So when I'm feeling oh, things are getting a little bit stressful, I'll go to Landis and just watch people play frisbee or football and stuff. And I'm okay, I'm on a college campus right now, and we're all young, and we're all just trying to figure things out. And it's a really cool thing to see.
I felt a little lonely at times I had friends who were really depressed after coming back from Spain and having to adjust to Tallahassee because it's just so different. And sometimes you don't know how to get out of that slump. And I hope that this video acts as a way that people can realize that Tallahassee can be home just as much as Valencia is.
Tallahassee really is what you make of it. Is the friends you make along the way, it's the experience and the memories that you take once you leave college, and therefore Tallahassee can be as beautiful as you want it to be. Don't go to Tennessee Street.
Don't go to